Circle of security is a way of thinking about children and their relationships with their caregivers, their parents, that tries to bring in the last 50 years of research in this whole area, where we've learned an enormous amount, but there's a lot of technical and even technobabble, some people call it. And what the Circle of Security does is take all this information and turn it into a user-friendly version of what we've learned over the last 50 years, and also puts it in real common sense terms, so that it helps all of us, whether we're researchers or parents or social workers or therapists. Helps us understand more easily and be able to use the knowledge that we've developed over the last 50 years of research.
Can you, in a nutshell, walk folks through what is the circle and how a child may travel on that circle?
Well, we think about children as using their parents as a secure base to move off from, to explore and develop and learn. And that's real important for a child's development, so that he can become competent and self-reliant. And also that the child uses the parent as well as a haven of safety when the child is upset, or the child is in a situation where he doesn't know how to deal with the situation that he's found himself in, and he needs the help of his parents. I mean, that's why we have parents in the first place, because our kids are born, and when they're young, they can't deal with the world all by themselves. They need us. And they need us to be able to support them as they move off to explore. And they need us to welcome them in as they are feeling upset or uncertain how to handle it, and to calm them down and soothe them, and then help them figure out what to do. And if they are upset and they need us, and they send us this signal that they need us, and all we do is say, well, here's what you should do, that they can't learn that way. First of all, if they're upset, they got to be, down-regulated. They've got to be soothed. They've got to be calmed down. And then once they're calm, then they can start thinking about maybe how to do this differently. So if we bring them in and we calm them down, and you welcome them in, and you give him a big hug, and you give him that recharge, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this again. And you watch for that indicator wiggle, and then he's ready to take off and go play and learn again. And parents feel so good when they can recognize that and let the kid go, and then be watching if the kid, something else happens and the kid needs you again, for you to welcome him back in, and just go through that process of going around that circle of moving out to explore and back for a recharge, and out to explore and back for a recharge. And that's what a little kid's day is all about. It happens over and over and over.
I think what's really neat, too, that folks seem to find appealing was we as parents oftentimes get stuck in some of our thinking about how to handle situations and what to do. And it would seem like the Circle of Security is a fantastic default mechanism for any kind of parenting, and that image is just, it's so readily accessible that we can all tap into it when we get stuck and use it.
In fact, we that's so true, Michael. And what we've done is we have this graphic. It's like a 4x7 or something like that, and they can put it up on their refrigerator and refer back to it all the time, and they really like that.
There's a diagram about 25 words or less, and it's short, it's sweet, it's doable, and it's a great reminder.
It's just it's a little mantra, a little saying. In 25 words or less, almost everything I need to know about being a good parent. And there's three parts. The first part is always be bigger, stronger, wiser, and kind. And it's got to be all four of those: bigger, stronger, wiser, and kind. And the second part is, whenever possible, follow my child's need. And what we mean by that is we watch our child and we're trying to figure out, okay, what should I do? And what we need to do is figure out what's going on inside my kid's head. What does he need from me so that he can get recharged and get that full charge indicator wiggle and take off on the top of the circle and go learn and explore. What does he need from me to be able to do that? So whenever possible, follow my child's need. And then whenever necessary, take charge. There are times when we've got to be able to take charge. But sometimes some of us, we try and take charge too much. And it's that balance. When do I take charge and when do I follow? So we talk with parents a lot about, and we're talking about what happens with their kids, and we ask them a question, well, do you think that's a follow me moment or is that a take charge moment? And parents start thinking about that, and they find that real helpful.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, that we don't always know what to do, but to begin to think about decoding what is driving certain behaviors, and is this a time to take charge or is this a time to follow a lead?